What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be diving into a Gruul Landfall completely free-to-play deck that I've been playing in Mythic, and I'm telling you now, it actually does a lot of work. Now, this whole deck is completely free-to-play, and what I'm defining as free-to-play, because everybody has their own definitions, yada yada yada. We're using one Mythic. Everybody can get a Mythic. Everybody and their grandma can get a Mythic, right? And we're using 3 rares. And I don't think that's unreasonable. If you don't have 3 rares, 2 rares even still perfectly fine, right? Because there are other cards within this deck that you can bolster up the number of and be fine. So, diving right on into it, we have 4 copies of Akoum Hellhound. You've seen these in the mono red decks. You've seen these in the Gruul Landfall decks that aren't free to play. It's a really, really good card, and for only being a common, you can't really beat that value. We do have 1 copy of Claim the Firstborn, and I've actually been thinking more here recently about throwing in a copy of Weaponize the Monsters, potentially taking out a copy of Skyclave and putting in Weaponize the Monsters. Weaponize allows you to sacrifice your creatures and deal 2 damage to any target, which, when coupled with Claim the Firstborn, is really strong. Not to mention we have Fireblade Charger, so if you're able to sacrifice Fireblade Charger, you deal the damage from Fireblade, and you would also deal the 2 damage from Weaponize. So I think it's a really good card that we should add in here, but we'll do that come the end. Anyway, Spikefield Hazard, gonna allow you to deal 2 damage, or I'm sorry, 1 damage to any target, potentially to the face, to another creature. Combined, you can deal 2 damage, I guess, is where my mind was going. I don't know. Skyclave Pick-Axe. This pickaxe is actually really, really strong because it's only 1 mana to equip it. Then you play a land down, and it gives whatever creature you equipped it to +2/+2, right? You put that on a Fireblade Charger, now not only are you dealing 3 damage, right? It has the potential to give it haste if your Fireblade Charger came down within the same turn as your Skyclave, and if your Fireblade Charger happens to die, if it takes a chum block or whatever, now instead of dealing 1 damage on death, it's going to deal 3 thanks to the Skyclave, so it really just bolsters the hell out of Fireblade. Not to mention the fact that we have Brushfire Elemental, 2 mana haste that can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, and there's a lot of those in Standard. Also has the landfall ability of whenever a land enters the battlefield, it gets +2/+2. So if you have this down and you equip the Skyclave Pick-Axe to it, it's going to be gaining +4/+4 while having haste and being unblockable with creatures power 2 or less, and it's going to be a 5/5 for, you know, very, very low mana cost. Moving us along, we have 2 copies of Scorching Dragonfire to help you deal with your opponent's stuff, and as we've said a million times before, a lot of the meta right now is graveyard dependent, so the exile effect is actually really, really nice. Ram through is actually more prevalent than what you would actually think here, mostly because it's instant speed. So, a lot of the times you'll see in the Gruul Aggro or in the mono green stompy sort of decks, you have Primal Might, which is really good at bolstering your creatures up, making them real big and thick and heavy, and then sort of swinging in with that extra damage. We don't have that ability since we're playing a budget deck. Primal Might is a rare. Ram through, however, it's instant speed, so a lot of the times what you can end up doing is you can swing in with creatures, you know, that may end up taking a double block, right, from your opponent. Your Brushfire swings in and your opponent has 2/3 power creatures and your Brushfire is a 5/5 and you're like, oh, I got you. Well, they block, you use your instant speed ram through, now your Brushfire lives and you've taken out 2 creatures very, very easily, right? So it's nice in that regards, as well as we have Embercleave in the deck, and the more copies that you have of Embercleave, obviously the better it's going to be. Not to mention the fact that also we're playing Mutate later on in the deck, so if you wanted or if you have Gem Razor available, it works really beautiful with that as well. But again, ram through off the Embercleave means that that trample additional damage will go through, and then you never know when that little niche scenario is going to help. But for the most part, it's instant speed, good removal, that can really help push the fights in your favor, right? And sometimes Scorching isn't enough, you're going to need the 5 damage from Brushfire or whatever it may be, right? Tangled Florahedron allows you to ramp while also getting a creature down that you can mutate onto, all that good stuff. Gruul's Fury is going to be a flippy-floppy land that can help you end out the game because, well, one of the main things that you gain from having all the rares and mythics in your deck is consistency, right? You get to know that, hey, turn 4, my chances of hitting an Embercleave are higher because I have 4 of them in the deck. However, if you're not playing a full-blown spend all your money on this game kind of deck, Gruul's Fury is really nice to increase that consistency of having lethality while also not decreasing the consistency of lands in your early play. So, really good card. The fact that it's an instant speed almost boggles my mind, to be completely honest. Like, you know, Fling is 2 mana, instant speed, and it's not a land. This is 3 mana, instant speed, and it's a land. It's so incredibly powerful. Anax, one of the best uncommons in the game, I'd have to say. One of the strongest, at least, for sure. 3 mana for the star power 3 toughness card that reads whenever another non-token, or Anax himself dies, create a 1/1. If that creature had power 4 or greater, you get to create 2 tokens instead, which is really nice. And then furthermore, Anax's power is equal to our devotion to red. Now, we are playing a ton of red. We have Torbrand, there's 3. We have Embercleave, there's 2. Brushfire's 1. Fireblade's 1. Akoum's 1. You know, a lot of stuff that's going to end up bolstering the Anax. And of course, if we can get an Embercleave on it and swing in, it's just going to be probably GG. Torbrand is the rare we chose to go for here, as it does increase the damage with almost all of your stuff. Now, the only non-bow that Torbrand has here is if you go to put the Migratory Greathorn onto a red creature, right? Such as Fireblade, such as Brushfire. Now, the benefit is if you put Migratory onto a Fireblade and you already have down a Torbrand, 1, your Fireblade's still dealing the 3 damage that it would be dealing with Torbrand, right? Because, you know, 3 off the Migratory. 2, your Migratory is what's going to help you get your Torbrand out. Because we're playing a budget deck, we don't have a ton of the pathways. We don't have Fabled Passage to go grab us all this, that, and the other. So we need ways to grab our basic lands. Migratory Greathorn is a beautiful way to do that, while also bolstering Fireblade and Brushfire Elemental. So if you don't have the Torbrand down, this is what's going to bolster your early game, right? Come turn 3, your Brushfire, instead of just being a 1/1 and requiring you to draw a land, now it's a 3/4 at base, and every time you mutate onto it, it's guaranteed to hit a land. So really good, and again, it helps with the Fireblade Charger. Next up, we have 1 copy of Auspicious Starrix, because sometimes you're going to be in that mid-game section. You're going to draw into this, you're going to slam it, jam it down, and it's just going to produce exactly what you want, right? Because it can grab your Embercleave, it can grab your Torbrand, it can grab your Anax, and grab your Hasters, it can grab your Skyclave Pick-Axes. It can literally grab almost every single thing in this deck, which is beautiful. And not to mention the fact that if it grabs, you know, 2 lands, hey, that's a huge bolster for Brushfire Elemental, right? So a very straightforward deck. Playing it, I'd have to say, and piloting it is, I won't say so easy, you just turn your card sideways, but it is very self-explanatory, and a lot of the times it's not going to be trying to figure out how to launch a rocket into space just to play this deck, right? So if you're new to the game and you're looking for a free deck to play and rank with, this is one that I cannot recommend highly enough, right? Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like down below, comment on the video if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Be sure to subscribe if you're new here and you want more awesome content like this, and, you know, maybe comment and say, hey, I want more awesome content like this. Anyways, hit that bell icon so that way you can get all of the updates as soon as possible. And, you know, we had a Discord community if you really want a Magic community to join up with. I'm live most days over on twitch.tv/Dr. Spilkin. Hop over there and toss a follow if you want to see us play these decks live. And then last but not least, oh no, wait, that was it, right? Oh, channel members, right? If you're looking to support the channel through a monetary means, down below the video, there's a join button. Click on that and it'll explain all the details, yada, yada, yada. Without further ado, let's go kick ass with some free-to-play decks, yeah? We do get to go first, but we just have the Fireblade here. I mean, if we can get to the Migratory, I'm very tempted because the Migratory on a Fireblade is nice. Tell you what, we'll keep. We'll keep and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. They're probably going to think that we're mono red off the bat. Little do they know. Little do they know. So I actually am going to go ahead and throw down the Tangled here. And that way next turn we'll have the Migratory for sure. Also, if we can get the Migratory down, that means we'll be up to Torbrand mana, which means that our other Fireblade will be dealing more damage, right? Alright. We have the double red already. Or triple red for Torbrand. Should I go ahead and grab more red though? I mean, maybe. Yeah. Let's go ahead and grab more red. Alright, and then all in. Merit. What? We'll have ram through. We could deal with the 2/2 zombie if we don't want to lose the Fireblade Charger. But seeing as how we're getting down to a brand, think it's actually okay if we do lose it. We have another Migratory. We'd put that Migratory onto the other Fireblade. I think I'm just going to go for Torbrand, though. All in. Now, if they do block the 2-2 with the 1-1, we can get rid of it. Or we could simply deal hella damage to face. Yay, they're down to 9. Down to 9. And this is a Rakdos mid-range deck that we're up against, right? Skyclave. Maybe I should have grabbed another green mana, huh? Now we're all on the green. Alright, so if I go ram through, I can't use the other Migratory. If I do use the other Migratory, it's only grabbing us into their land, which would be nice for next turn. Ram through means that we deal 7 points of damage. I kind of like that. Alright, they're down to 2 life. I'd say we kind of got their backs up against the wall. They didn't get to gain any life with the Time Errant. Yeah, definitely should have grabbed some green mana there, though. Oh, man, that's rough. Yeah, they just choose even, and it's bye-bye. Bye-bye, birdie. Oh, green mana would have been so beautiful. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, you now see where I went wrong, but that doesn't mean that the deck went wrong, right? We definitely could have finished them off by now had I chosen correctly. Okay, if I can hit another Brushfire here. No? Green mana? That green mana that I was talking about earlier, huh? Let's see, what are some other things that we could potentially win with here? Another Fireblade Charger would be lethal, right? Because they can't remove it without blocking, basically. I think we have a Gruul's Fury in the deck. That'd be good lethal. I don't know what else. They're not going to swing in here with the Chandler, obviously. Hopefully that's not for removal, right? If that one last card in their hand is removal, I'm going to be very, very sad. Because they'll have just had it the whole way, right? It's a Mire Triton. Alright. Alright, so Gruul's Fury. What else is lethal? Oh no, because they still have the Liliana, right? And they just take out Migratory. Oh no, they make us discard our Skyclave. That's not the end of the world. Brushfire Elemental. Oh. What a bitch. It can't get through the Chandler. Can't get through the Chandler. Alright, no attacks. We're so close. Also, I misplayed, so keep in mind, we should have already won this game. Should have already won this game. They should definitely minus here. Yeah. Definitely. Alrighty. Do we have anything that would actually allow us to come back in this scenario? Because not only do we need to get a creature down, we need it to be able to get through... to be able to get through their stuff. Alright, we'll call it a GG. I misplayed, alright? I misplayed. But yeah, that ram through means I don't think that we had any other play. Anyways, we get to go first. We'll keep it. It's something. Right? Something. I think turn 2 we actually go for the Spikefield tapped and then forest. If we don't gain any other lands, and we can go Migratory onto the Fireblade. Try to get there. Okay, well we hit another land, so I guess we don't have to worry about that. I don't really want to risk it for the biscuit here. If only ramp through only costs 1 mana. But that'd be busted, right? That would be so busted. Alright, no attacks. Can't afford it, I don't believe. Well, that's actually not bad for us, right? Them doing that. Now I can just ram through you there. They said, hey, knock it out. Quit your shenanigans. Alright, so we have an option of either going for land, Migratory onto Fireblade, swing in, or go Brushfire, land, Spikefield, take out Speaker. I think it's pretty obvious with which one I prefer. Anyways, we're going to be getting in with the Brushfire Elemental, 3 easy peasy lemon squeezy damage to the face. Now, after we get down Migratory, we will be able to get down Torbrand following that. Ooze is a little concerning as it can get big enough. Oh, okay, or we could just go for a Torbrand here. Yeah, I mean, why would I not? Brushfire is going to deal guaranteed 5 to the face. If they decide to block Fireblade, it's going to kill whatever it blocks. It didn't block? You're insane. You're a madman, I tell you. Alright, so they have 1 green mana of which to use Scavenging Ooze. They might save 2 mana with Giant Killer, but still, I'm getting 2 creatures in. They're only exiling a card, but it doesn't do anything for them. It just guarantees... Oh, the the classic 1 green mana split. That's probably the worst part about playing. Alright, we'll tell you what. We throw this here. Alright? Because it deals 3 damage either way, whether it has this on it or not, thanks to Torbrand. But us gaining this land means now the Brushfire gets bolstered. Alright, right? And we go all in. We just go hard. But yeah, that is probably the worst thing with playing free-to-play is the split of lands is difficult, you know? Which is why, for the most part, we'll keep it to 2 colors or 1 color decks. Anyways, picking up another victory. I get to go first. Hey, I do enjoy going first. We're going to keep this hand. I see a Brushfire that can just fire off to the races ASAP. I'm happy. I am a happy man. Not to mention, of course, the fact that we have the Evolving Wilds to help bolster it come later. Right. Alright, yeah, so hopefully that won't be happening to us anymore. You know, 1 in 6, it's like 18% drop of lands as opposed to the damn near 50% chance that we have. Somebody just put all of our lands on the bottom. Let's be real. Alright, so here we go for the Evolving and then Scorching, right? Take out that Fearless. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Or, I'm definitely grabbing red mana here. Do I save the Scorching for their turn? You know what I mean? Because it deals 3 damage. But of course, if they have blockage, if they have some kind of blockage, that's where it becomes bad. We'll just end turn. You never know. There may be a higher priority target somewhere within their deck that we may want to remove. It's Selesnya counters, so, you know, something like a Conclave Mentor. Alright, yeah. Sorry, Fearless, but you gotta go. Now they can use Fabled here to gain Kabira takedown. Oh my goodness. So we should have done it on our turn, I suppose, but you know, you never know when that stuff's actually gonna get you. Ooh, that's interesting. I almost want to go for the Brushfire because if I can mutate the Migratory onto the Brushfire, that's like a 5/7 creature, right? Certainly not too shabby. But then again, if I can go Anax into Embercleave, that's, you know, a little bit better. A little bit better. Not that we can get Embercleave down on our next turn, but obviously, if you wanna head in that direction, you gotta start moving. Got to start moving and grooving. Gem Razor, you bastard. You. And then we get the ram through. All right, game. I see how you want to be. Well, let's just get down Brushfire here, and we're back at 3 lands. Opponent's getting the Great Hinge down. My, what a nice surprise. But I mean, this is the beauty of playing, you know, rare mythic. Rare, right? There is, I won't deny it, there is an advantage to having rares and mythics in your deck. In case that wasn't apparent, let it be so. Let it be so. Alright, so I could get down toward Bran. Brushfire can swing in. They probably block with Ooze if I do that, right? The 1/1 can also swing in. They definitely don't block that, which means we're going 3 to the dome. Also means that when we do use our ram through, it would be enough to deal with the Gem Razor off of the Brushfire. Alternatively, I can go Brushfire, put a land out. It will put it up to a 5/7, which means it could swing in easy peasy lemon squeezy. I could also swing in with both creatures and go for the Embercleave. I actually like that best. So they block Ooze. Really? Alright. Well then I guess I'll just take out half your health, you know, I mean, fuck. Sure. Now they are going to gain 2 life with Great Hinge. They could potentially gain 2 more life with Ooze, which puts them to 12 life. Certainly not a fun place to be currently if you're me. Holy shiza, you've played nothing but rares and mythics. I mean, I'm sure I've played decks like this before too, but I guess I don't really realize it until I'm like down here with some twigs throwing them at a goddamn catapult, you know? Oh, why are you not slamming harder? Come on, I need you to commit so I can do what I need to do. We're off by 1 mana from being able to mutate this onto the Brushfire and have it do absolute fucking wreckage, right? Because if I could use Ram Through after mutating this, puts it up to 4, 6, and then we Ram Through. Oh god, always 1 mana short, huh? Always just that one untapped mana short. It's crazy because we have 27 lands. Alright. Can't complain though. Can't complain. I'm sure our opponent's running more than 27 lands. Hence why they have 6. Alright, so we got the big 6/7 double strike and all that shit. We gotta swing in, right? We got to. I wish we had the Ram Through, right? Ram Through, take him out. Double block on these 2, take both of them out. We'd actually have a really solid fucking chance of getting out of this game alive, right? Alright, so we're dealing 12 points of damage. They have 15 points of defense, which means we can't get through all of them. Who are we getting through? The Yorvo and the Gem Razor? Probably. What? You're crazy. And you're crazy game if you think I'm not going to block the Yorvo first there. Oh, I mean, they have lethal. Right. They're not crazy. They're perfectly normal. GG. Let's see. Would 1 mana have won us there? No. I think it would have just dealt an extra, you know, an extra few damage. But I don't know that a Ram Through would have solved all of our problems. No. Dafco Autism. Dafco. Cool name. Cool name. We have 0 green mana here, but we do have the Fireblade and Hellhound, which means we go turn 1 Hellhound, turn 2 Fireblade. Well, I mean, if we can hit 1 green mana, we're good, right? That's the Migratory off to the races. Looks like our opponent might be playing rogues. Of course, we have been seeing a whole lot of Yorion here recently, so you never know. It could just be Dimir Yorion. Yeah. Early removal is the best removal. That's what I always say. 1 mana to remove half my cards is a mighty fine price to pay. Alright, 1 to the bottom. You love to see that. No lands. I love to see that personally. When I'm playing a match of Magic the Gathering and I see zero lands show up, that's how I know I'm on top. Alright, we do still have mana for the Scorching Dragonfire come instant speed, which I guess is the best scenario. And hey, I mean, our opponent's using Drown in the Lock on just a teeny tiny little Fireblade, so it's not exactly inefficient. Yeah. Yeah. You bet. You betcha. Oh, probability. You beautiful son of a bitch, you. Surprise. I do enjoy those odds. 2 out of 12, so 1 in 6 has been a land. Oh, hey, look. It's a fucking land. We did it. We did it, chat. We hit a land. Not a day late either. Not a single turn short of being exactly where we needed it to be. All right, Anax, come on down. They have 2 cards. Surely they won't remove you. Surely, surely. Hey, on the bright side, even if they do... No, it's just a Xerath Sand. Okay, all right. Do we care about blocking the Xerath, right? What permanents do we even have? Seriously. What permanents do I have that you want? The Fireblade? Take it. The Hellhound? Take it. Take me out to the ball game. Brushfire Elemental. Yikes. Yikes, 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 yikes. The problem here is if I play with Brushfire, I can't swing in with Anax, right? I can only swing in with Brushfire, which means I also can't defend Fireblade. I ram through Fireblade with Anax and, you know, get rid of it. They deal 1 to face. I have to let that Xerath Sand come back at my face. Play Skyclave. Sure, it's really pop off for next turn Migratory. Alternatively, go ahead and play Migratory this turn, and we are set up for next turn. You know what? Let's go this. I want to put the Migratory Greathorn down into the Brushfire, if at all possible. And if not, fuck it. Can't win them all. You cannot win them all. So, Brushfire, come down. We'll have you swing in, because they can't block. Sure. They're gonna take my Anax. Well, it was fun. I enjoy playing on 3 lands most every game.